All right. 7-year-old on the pitch count machine button pushing to see if he get to 10,000. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Seguin, Texas. Seguin River Monsters, your Texas Collegiate League champions. And how'd they do it? They did a little Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope in the first half last season. Come back, won the championship in the second half. Are we pulling the same thing? Because we're 1-0 in the second half. Beat the Gumbo Gators last night. What I thought was a strange game because it had 2 innings that were absolute aberrations of baseball, abnormalities of baseball. An 8-run for us, 7-run for them. We tack on 3 more, pulled it out, but crazy game. Tacked on some more there. Juan Rivera doubled and unloaded the bases, but it's getting dicey, getting crazy. Gumbo Gators are back at it. All the Texas division teams won. So everybody's 1-0. Everybody's tied for first. Fun stuff for tonight. Let's talk about this day in baseball on June 28th. We also I got a few of the best second half comebacks. I talked about a little bit about last year to pump us up. I got 3 of my three favorites. And whatever else stream of consciousness comes about. Hold on, Liam. I'll get you there. All right. The Polaroid photographer, Liam, goes, can photos be free tonight? And he's already losing us money. No joke. On the Polaroid's a Polaroid expensive film. They can't be free. We'll lose even more money. We're providing a service here. He's like, but it's Friday. So we get to lose money on Friday? All right, I digress. Gumbo Gators. Yeah, that's what my 7-year-old does. He runs around the stands, taking pictures of people, and then they give him like $3. That's good. Polaroid is like 18 or 16, 17 bucks for a pack of 8, dude. Outrageous. All right. Gumbo Gators leading off. Playing left field, number 29, Bryce Jones. Hosed a couple people last night, 2 outfield assists. That doesn't happen every day. Watch yourself there. Batting the 2-hole, playing center field. Lane Lusk. Let's back up a little bit. Bryce Jones out of Huntsville, Texas, goes McNeese State Cowboy. 2-hole, Lane Lusk. He's out of Walker, Louisiana. Goes to Northwestern State University. Batting in the 3-hole, playing second base, Evan Jobert, a junior out of Lake Charles, goes to LSU Eunice. Batting cleanup, the right fielder tonight, Carson Hayworth. Mr. Hayworth's a junior out of Gulf Breeze, Florida. Goes to the University of Louisiana. Batting the 5-hole, the catcher again tonight, Seth Fontenot. Mr. Fontenot is a sophomore out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Goes to Baton Rouge Community College. Batting the 6-hole, playing third base tonight, Gage Trahan. Gage, 5'10", 195, sophomore to Lake Charles, Louisiana, also McNeese State Cowboy. Batting in the 7-hole, playing first base, number 11, Will Franklin, sophomore to Amarillo, Texas. Goes to Paris Junior College. If you ever seen a movie called Paris, Texas, it's a weird movie. Batting in the 8-hole, DHing, pitched some last night, number 35, CJ Sturial. Sturial, 5'10", 190, sophomore out of Denham Springs, Louisiana. Goes to Louisiana Tech. If you bathe in the springs of Denham Springs, you will live for eternal life. Most people don't know that. Batting the 9-hole for the Gumbo Gators. Playing shortstop tonight, Kaysen Ballard. Kaysen out of Lake Charles, Louisiana, goes to the University of Louisiana. Kaysen's just a freshman. He can run some. So that's the lineup on the bump The visiting Gumbo Beaters, number 26, Travis Phelps, senior, 6'4", 230. I'll be the gauge of that. A lot of people inflating weights. We had some Rougarous listed at 230. I was like, no way. But we'll see. That's a big dude. He's a senior out of Alvin, Texas. And I think I found the name of the band out of Alvin, Texas, too. They're called, oh, man, I came up the other day. Oh, man, it's killing me. I'll get it during the game. Good band. But he goes to Lamar. So he knows Mr. Logan Ham, who we got, but he's out right now. So that's on the bump. Travis Phillips tonight, Alvin, Texas's own. Now, for your Seguin River Monsters, leading off, playing shortstop, Silk Hands himself, Juan Rivera. Batting the 2-hole, playing Centre, center field, Evan Thor, the harnesser and god of thunder and lightning, Janner. Batting the 3-hole, out of Trinity, Maddox Mayhem McDonald. I'm going to keep working on your nickname there, Maddox. Also had a terrible post-game interview. I'm not saying the calls of tonight's going to be better, but I was dealing with severe fatigue. I had like 3 hours of sleep. It was a long day yesterday. Max is batting third. He's going to be out left tonight. Colin Immaculate Bomb Correjo is batting cleanup tonight. He's a Galveston Whitecap, and he'll be in right. Batting the 5-hole, playing first base, number 44, the hammer himself, Hunter Ham. Batting in the 6-hole, catching Wit, registered firearm connected to my body, Joyce. Man can catch. Wit Joyce, UTSA, unless he's entered the portal. A lot of portal happening at UTSA there. We shall see. Batting the 7-hole, number 60, RGV, second baseman tonight, Orlando slamming Samaniego. Batting 8th, G-Rod himself, number 27, playing third base, Gabriel Rodriguez. He also catches, playing good third base. And then, batting the 9-hole, designated hit tonight, Alfonso Macho Camacho. Alfonso Camacho, of course, his teammates. That's the nickname's always going to be Macho Camacho. It's too money. On the bump for us tonight, always a good night. National holiday, most of North America, lots of South America, and both of the North and South poles. Ryan Fear the Beard. That's a good start. Get ready for some national anthems. You can feel patriotic. Think about those people who gave the ultimate sacrifice so we could play baseball tonight, and we'll get this party rocking here at Smokey Joe Williams.
Fans, please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming. And rugged red glare, the
Let's play ball.
All right. About to get on our way in Smoky Joe. Ryan Beard, outstanding stuff. I'm not sure where he's landed. He's one of the many UTSA run runners in the portal. But if you get Beard, you're getting a heck of a pitcher. Tell you what. I did my Schlossnagel theory last night. Good coach. But I think that move's karmically a poison pill. It's just my feelings. Go around the world. On June 28th, I got some of the best comebacks in MLB history. But I'll give you this day in baseball. Joe Tinker. What was he? Tinkers Evers and Tinkers to Evers, the Cubs back in the day. Joe Tinker. Tinker to Evers to Chance. Frank Chance was the man. I think he was a player manager for the Cubs back then. Tinker to Evers to Chance. That just rolls right off the tongue when they rolled the double play in Chicago. But Joe Tinker, back on this day, no, I think it was like 1908 or something. First guy to steal home twice in a game. His beard gets weird. Let's get weird with Ryan Beard. That's what I say. Dude's got some nasty stuff. Great velo, great control, great attitude. Ryan Beard Day is a good day for all. All right. Maybe a couple more warm-up pitches. There it is, coming down. Joyce guns it down there. This will be Bryce Jones, left fielder, ranging all over the place out there. Threw out two guys, didn't end up factoring in. One in the first, one later in the game. I played left field. I played all over the outfield. But let me tell you, if I was gunning from the outfield and I was getting it to home plate, it wasn't airmail. It was on a hop. Old Bryce Jones, he's just hosing laser beams out there. So here it is. Away we go. Bon voyage, and it's just a bouncing ball on the first pitch to Hunter Ham. And that's what you call out efficiency. One pitch, one out. But quick as it gets. Lane Lusk. We don't know if he's any relation to our excellent PA man, Mason Lusk, but could be. Lane Lusk out in center tonight. Played last time the Gumbo Gators were in town. Got a rest last night rather. Wasn't in the lineup. And there's Baird. Nasty pitch, call for a strike. 1-1. Baird out of the full line. Always love to see it. Paints inside corner like Michelangelo for strike 2. Comes Baird to the delivery. Cheddar trying to elevate, get him to chase it. All right. 2-2 now. Lusk. That's a pretty good pitch, but it's low. It's a good 2-strike pitch. Shed. Lusk for his first strikeout in the second out of the game. This will be your second baseman, Evan Jobert. Also got a rest last night. Inside corner. Looks like that is like a change there. Pulling the string on that one. That wasn't the Heat. 0-1 to Gilbert. It's like a hard cut or something there. Ahead is Beard, 0-2. I mean, if you're a D1 coach and you're looking for arms, get on the horn. Some got the arms on some of these River Monster dudes. And he goes cheddar upstairs. And make no mistake about it, that was elevated location on purpose by Baird in the perfect spot. Impossible to lay down the letters. So he gets 2 Ks, 1, 2, 3 inning for Baird. Let's get some runs. Go to bottom 1. All right. Travis Phelps, Alvin Texas on the bump tonight. And I'm mistaken. One thing. He's a senior out of Alvin, Texas. I was convinced that the band Dynamite Hack was from Alvin. They're not. Dynamite Hack is from Austin. But they do mention Alvin, Texas in one of their songs. As Juan Rivera leads it off for the Stirs. Outside corner. Going to call that a strike. See what the zone is tonight. I'm not prejudging these Blues, but we know this crew. We know all the crews, obviously. We all rotate. Definitely a strike. 0-2. I'd rather that. Rivera's a good leadoff guy. See some pitches, see some arm slot from Phelps, and he might be 230. It's a big dude. Way outside. Fontenot wanted it out there. Kind of a 2-strike waste pitch. You want to nibble a little more. Maddox was always, Maddox wasn't a big waste pitch guy, but can't all be Greg Maddox. And that's lined into center by Juan Rivera. And that's how you lead off a ball game. Base hit. This is going to be Thor. Earned that name by harnessing the lightning in his arm and making one of the more astounding throws I've seen from a horrible angle and a very long distance from right. Gunning a guy when we needed it. Pretty decent spin move from Mr. Phelps as Rivera's diving back to the base. Got some numbers too today. Johnny locked on. Got Evan Janner hitting 321 in 22 games for us. And his on-base percentage is 442. Janner is an offensive force for us. Outside part of the plate. 0-2 to Janner. Trying to get an eye on Mr. Phelps arm slot. Rivera, pretty solid lead. Something might be up. You never know. There he goes. And Fontenot gets off a heck of a throw, and Rivera under it. So Bellard had to kind of scoop up to play the short hop on the throw, which raised his gloves, momentum upward as Rivera slid under it, and they slammed the tag back down. Close play, pretty good throw by Fontenot, but Rivera with a stolen base. Oh, I don't know if that's a foul ball or not. Swing and bump by Janner, who runs well. As good as a sack, frankly. So that's going to be a 2-3-1 down, but it moves up Rivera, who's at third, with only one out. Sets the table for Maddox Money McDonald. Still working on Maddox's nickname, but and I had a terrible post game with him. I didn't have that many good questions for him. I know it's Trinity. He hit 305 at Trinity, couple bombs. Good outing. Trinity, one of my favorite places to catch a game. But 2 hits, 3 runs for Maddox McDonald. Heck of a nice guy. So Phelps paints outside corner, 0-2. He's been ahead of most guys. It's almost like the Sturs are trying to work the count. Most things in play should score Rivera. And Phelps tries to get him to chase. That's a good layoff by McDonald. 1-2. Friday night in Seguin. A little bit windy early on. I'd take it. Cools you down a little bit, but it's windier than normal. We'll say that. Travis Phelps looks in. Fontenot setting up outside. And bounce down and in. 2-2. Bottom of 1. Sturs tangling with them gumbo gators. You can make gumbo out of darn near anything, but why not a gator? Oh, so Phelps gets a big strikeout there to get McDonald. And hopefully we get a big 2-out hit for Correjo here. Pretty good slider. Pretty good slider right there. 2 down. Correjo portal over to Galveston College. Correjo's a big prospect in Texas, if I'm not mistaken. And he's out of Georgetown, Texas. Heck of an athlete. You stand next to the guy, talk to him after a post game or something. It's like, this dude's got some tools. Quite the athlete. 1-0. And Fontenot bluffs Rivera. And he goes slide back in. I bet catchers get really gratified when they pull just a money bluff and the dudes just get dirty. They're like, ha. I know I would. 2-0. Hitters count for Correjo. And slide piece is in for strike 1. Oh, hit up the middle. That could be an RBI single. Dive by. Oh, my goodness gracious. Bellard with the diving play. But I was like, maybe Correjo can beat it out, but he pulls up lame about 15 feet from first and just grabs his hammy. So you're just hoping Colin Correjo is okay, but he is limping. And maybe he does beat that if he doesn't have a hammy. So we'll take a break, but keeping our eyes on Correjo, I'll update you after the break here. Thanks to well, we'll just keep the camera on him. Goodness gracious. He's just trying to walk it off. Training crew's coming over.
Hey fans, we want to express a big thank you to CNC Steel for sponsoring our baseball.
So that's a big loss for the Sturs. Correjo's going to be out of the game. Hopefully it's only a pull. But with this schedule, basically 6 games a week, and the Texas Heat, hydration, pulls, man, heck of a player there. Hope he's okay and he comes back here after giving him some rest. Still need a right fielder out there. Looks like McClellan's getting warm. McClellan got knocked out cold pretty much last night, trying to loosen up the arm again in case he's got to gun somebody. So you're going to put, looks like Maddox McDonald is going to move over to right now. And then Patrick McClellan is going to come in for Correjo and take over left field. And that'll be the defensive adjustment there. Patrick nails McClellan. You earn that one. If you get knocked out cold and then you just stand up and go, I'm good. I'm still in the game. It's okay to get knocked out. So McClellan now on left. Baird, a couple extra warm-up pitches. Theoretically, if you're in Texas, you're always warm. That was a crazy warm-up pitches story. One of my favorites. One of my favorite dudes, Tim Lincecum. When he came up to the show, because he came up from AAA, he didn't break out of spring training, opening day roster. So season's been going for, I don't know, a week, couple months. Lincecum gets called up from AAA. This is a good story. This is Carson Hayworth, the right fielder cleanup. Bounced up the middle. Rivera on the candy hop on to first. 6-3, 1 down. Mr. Hayworth's out of Gulf Breeze, Florida. Nice pitch, nice play. 1 down. Hopefully Baird's settling in. All right, catcher Seth Fontenot with 1 down. So Lincecum gets called up, and Lincecum's tiny dude. He's like 5'9", 165 pounds. Soaking wet, wearing boots, got long hair. I forget if he had trouble getting into the stadium because they're like, who are you? But he's sitting there in the clubhouse. We're talking 10 minutes before the game time, he's in street clothes. You're like, dude, is this guy going to warm up? Or because some pitchers have like 2-hour pregame routines. Baird paints inside with the cheddar, and it just misses. 2-1 to Fontenot. Some of the dudes in clubhouse was like, is this just like a intern or something sitting in this locker? He goes down, puts his uniform on, bounced, huge hop over to Gabriel Rodriguez, takes it and guns it. 5-3. Baird inducing ground balls left and right. So Fontenot out on a big chopper to Gabriel Rodriguez. fires across to Hunter Ham. So Lincecum stands up, throws on his uni, goes down the bullpen, throws like 10 warm-up pitches. 10. And he's like, I'm good. And he was like that all his entire career. It wasn't this massive warm-up regimen. The dude was a human catapult, that's for sure. 0-1 to Gage Trahan, the third baseman for the Gumbo Gators. It's kind of I didn't miss. It was called a ball. But I'm gonna just bite my tongue with this crew unless it gets progressively worse. Swings through the off speed. 1-2 to Trahan. Lincecum, I think he got drafted out of high school, but he was even smaller in high school. He was like 5'6", 145. Bounced over Rivera, gets a pretty good hop, stays down on it. The throw pulls a Ham off the bag. I don't know. There's a conversation before. The Gumbo Gators coach goes, hey, this dude's 3 for 5, now 1 for 5. And I'm not keeping official score here. I'm just calling what I see. That's a ground ball to shortstop. And the throw pulls him off. I don't know if he beats that. I don't know how that's a hit. It's a ground ball to shortstop. So score it how you want. I'm keeping my own book up here. I'm not even telling you what that is. And that's the line to Samaniego, who body blocks it as he should and feeds it to Rivera, and we get out of it. What's that? Sure, yeah. So Trahan got to first, and then Will Franklin blistered that ball, by the way. Let's give credit to Mr. Will Franklin. Find this young man, 6'2", 205 out of Amarillo. So Will Franklin hits into the fielder's choice, but blistered Samaniego even better on blocking up the Smokey Joe bounces. All right, we'll take a break and come back at it. All right, Hunter Ham's going to lead off the stirs here. Bottom of 2. Out of Hill College, Hunter Ham. Mr. Phelps out of the stretch. Runners on or not. Bounces that first offering in there, 1-0. But Lincecum, always a small dude, even in the show, but out of high school, even smaller. But he still threw like 88, 90, and was I didn't know this. I saw this the other day. He was Washington State High School Player of the Year at that size. Of course, if you're that, he got drafted, but it was way low rounds, 30th round or something by the Indians. Goes to UW. I'm not why the Mariners are cursed. Goes to UW. It's insane. This guy's throwing like 99. And then he's sitting there in the first round for the Mariners. He literally has a bow wrapped around him saying, pick me. Hometown hero, hometown boy. I don't know what's going on here. All right. Well, I guess the pitch hit the umpire, and he's walking it off. I was trying to figure out what's going on there. And the Mariners said, no, he's too small. He's going to have arm problems, which ultimately proved true after 2 Cy Youngs and 3 World Series. So good job, Mariners. If you're just looking at size, you don't draft dudes because they're slight. It's like, I think they're going to have arm problems. You miss on the Lincecums and the Pedros. I've got to be 6'5". You know how to pitch. Nasty breaking stuff right there from Mr. Phelps. 1-1, and that's my Lincecum story. And if you pass on Lincecum, who's delivered to you, Mariners, that's why you're cursed. Breaking stuff again, 1-2. Now, here's a Henry Aaron story for you. Because Hunter Ham, wearing number 44, and swung through that curveball pretty badly. Hank Aaron used to do that on purpose. Of course, they didn't change pitcher. This is bounced by Phelps. Count goes 2-2. The pitcher you saw in the first inning back in Henry Aaron's days, pretty much the guy that might be in there in like the 7th still. And he'd go through 5 pitchers a game. So in the first inning, he'd look real bad on a curveball. Just miss it horribly. Intentionally bad-looking swing. So they'd give it to him later in the game, and he could use it against him. He's like, I know he's going to go to that curveball now. And then he'd jack a homer. Henry Aaron's playing 4D chess. Full count now to Hunter Ham. Outside corner. Fontenot comes popping out of there to throw it around the horn. 1 down on the reverse K.
Now batting catcher number 24 from UTSA, Whit Joyce.
Whit Joyce catching tonight. Big breaking ball from Mr. Phelps. Phelps at Lamar. Oh, off the plate. Lamar, pretty good baseball. I think their field is turfed. I'm mistaken on that. Don't put turf on your baseball fields. You don't do it. And not because I'm a pure. Well, it is partly because I'm a purist, but if you really want to know about it, check out MILB Hat Billy's YouTube channel where he talks about Veterans Stadium and all of the Phillies players that are having this super rare brain tumor take them out. It's so rare, but then 9 of the people in the world that had it played 82 games a year, or 81 games a year in Veterans Stadium in 100-degree heat. One of the most toxic chemicals ever, and it's just baking. And all the players are inhaling that. 2-2 now. Breaking ball. Switching numbers. Yeah, Whit Joyce is Whit Joyce is number 3, but he's 24 tonight. So 2 reverse Ks for Mr. Phelps. Orlando Slam Samaniego. He's still wearing number 16, though. Fastball. So is it tendency time where some guys, they favor the breaker to the righties and the fastballs to the lefties? I don't know. Sometimes you see a trend. Fastballs up and away. 1-1 to Samaniego. But yeah, AstroTurf, I get it. The maintenance is easy, but we're finding out now it's got some probably horrible side effects. Like, why does it not happen to the football players? It's like, A, it's not in the summer, and it's a 16-game season, so there's only 8 games. 81 games, most of them in the summer. It's just melting that. So you can see, like, the heat waves coming off the field, and all the dudes are inhaling that. 2-1 now to Samaniego. Pulls the string. Does Phelps trying to strike out the side? I'm saying we don't let him do that, Mr. Samaniego. And he does it. Phelps. My goodness gracious. And I'm not even, two backwards Ks and a regular K. So Phelps, 4 Ks. 4 Ks. 2 innings already. All right. 0-0 ball game. We're going to top of 3. CJ Sterial. Sterial. My favorite town of Denham Springs. La Textures. Textures of the world. I'll tell you what Sterial stats are. Charles hit 266. He's kind of a two-way guy. Pitched last night. According to this stat, she's only got 7 ABs, but I got a couple hits. Base on balls. See what Mr. Baird can do here. Both pitchers have been outstanding through 2. Ball is down. 1-0. Come on down to Seguin if you're within 150-mile radius. Oh, dang. Sterial looking like Rod Carew. Just flat hand hits a line drive the other way. And, I mean, Rodriguez is pretty far off the line. Left-handed batter in Sterial. And just full slap. So that's a first hit on Baird. So single one out, nobody out. Sterial at first. This is the shortstop, Kason Bellard. Bellard's uniform's nice and dirty because he made a heck of a play on a dive on Colin Correjo's ground ball up the middle. Came up with a good throw, and Correjo pulled up lame with a hamstring. He's been out. There goes Sterial instantly in motion. The Gumbo Gators wasting no time. Attempt to hit and run. That's a good idea, honestly. And if you're looking at, I mean, Baird's a tall order, so you got to do things. It's a good. Oh my goodness! Throws a fastball. Hunter Ham saves it from going down the line. But if you're thinking maybe it's a pitcher's duel, you try the little things, the fundamental things of hitting and running, bunting, moving guys, get runners in motion, and good piece of hit. And Bellard, he goes the other way right through the 3-4 hole, 2 singles in a row. I mean, that's where you get into trouble as a hitter is if you're trying to do too much. If everything's a homer, trying to yank off of everything. You got 2 singles here. Bellard is looking at the situation. Baird's got pretty good velo. Am I really going to yak it or look at this hole on the right side? So Gumbo Gators trying to cook something up. Let's see if we can get another Ryan Baird induced ground ball and erase some of these runners here. Nice pitch from Baird on the inside corner. Strike 1 to Bryce Jones. Bryce Jones hit 286 this summer. He might be a newer addition to the Gumbo Gators. I got him listed having 7 games under his belt with the Gumbo Gators. Chopped. I think your only play is the first right here for Baird, and he guns him and gets it. 1 down. That's as good as a sack as far as the Gumbo Gators are concerned. So 1 down now. This is going to be Lane Lusk. Baird got Lusk on a fastball in the first inning. Corners are in. Fastball outside corner for Steerack 1. Let's see if Baird can work out of this. He's got the stuff to do it. That's for certain. Chop foul, so he gets ahead of Mr. Lusk. It'll be a huge K here to keep the ball out of play. Everybody knows it. I don't think he choke and poke anymore. Shorten up that swing. So Baird tries again to elevate the fastball inside a little bit. 1 and 2. Speaking of 2-strike hitting, Joe DiMaggio's entire philosophy: 2 strikes, hit it right back up the middle. Bounced foul. And if you didn't know, one of my facts today, June 28th, 1949, Joe DiMaggio's debut. Whew. Bounced over short. That'll score a run. Huge hop, no chance. So that's going to be, and Jenner has to hold up. So the Smokey Joe hops get us. That almost took Rivera's face off. So Lusk is going to get a 2 RBI single on that. Hit hard. And my goodness. That's the only way I can score because I didn't touch it. That's a terrible hop. So get lucky with the field. It's kind of been the story for Baird. Baird's been just outstanding. I mean, in a real world on a real field, that's probably only 1 earned run. It's definitely going to score 1 on the plate at first, but as it is, there's only 1 out. Lust's on first, and this is Evan Jobert, the second baseman. 1-0. I'm telling you, if you want to model yourself, speaking of Dimash, model yourself hitting, that dude had the simplest setup, short stride, right in the slot. Watch a slow-mo of it. It's amazing. Good breaking stuff, Baird. It's Beard. I'm saying it wrong. It's Ryan Beard. But there's a Baird, Texas. I used to have cases up there. Sorry to the Beard family. Ryan Beard. Should be pronounced correctly when you're this good. Runner goes, skied out. So I better cover first. Beard realized that sprint's over. He would have got back. So possibly another hit and run, and that's fouled off by Joe Bear. 1-2. You're looking for an activity for a 7-year-old. How to unravel a old baseball. That's happening in the booth right now. 1-2 to Joe Bear. Runner does not go. Nasty 1-2 slider. Joe Bear does well to lay off that pitch in that spot. Count goes to 2-2. Maybe a little bit closer he chases, but that's a good 1-2 pitch right there. So Lusk goes, swing, and the throw by Whit Joyce gets into center. And Samaniego tried to put on the brakes to get it and just lost his footing. It was kind of a high throw, good pop time. I don't know if you get Lusk. It's a stolen base and a K. So 2 down. Strike him out, thrown out did not happen. Carson Hayworth. Mr. Hayworth's statistics I'm trying to track. He might be a new addition. I don't remember him last time they were in town. So Hayworth might be, no, here he is. He's been in 8 games. Hayworth. Well, he hit 154 right now. That does not tell the story because if you're batting the 4-hole, you know something about him. So 1-1 to Mr. Hayworth. Out of Gulf Breeze, Florida. Never been a Gulf Breeze, but it sounds nice because everybody wants a Gulf Breeze. 1-1. Breaking stuff from Beard, fouled off. 1-2. So, and this is of the many praises I can sing about Ryan Beard is work ahead. Challenge people in the zone, and he does that. Stur's got some arms. Strada and he gets Hayworth with a nasty breaker for the second K of the inning. But the Gumbo Gators, 2 servings of gumbo, and it's 2-0. We go to the bottom of 3. Let's rally.
1,000 feet. Gotta fly. Get me a ticket. I wanna feel the heat. Fly over the ocean. I take you along. Move like a rocket man. I live in motion. We land in New York City. 'Cause I love the way she moves. Gotta hold on tight all through the night. Get on to the aeroplane. That's right. Gonna let you go along. Bring me along for some fun. Ha. I travel light and I don't bite. Fly over the Atlantic. Take off to a new city. Somewhere got history. Somewhere real pretty. We're cruising in London. Yeah. And I love the way she moves. Gotta hold on tight all through the night. Huh. Get on to the aeroplane.
Make it onto the aeroplane.
All right.
The aeroplane.
Here we go now.
Make it onto the aeroplane.
Break it down.
So the first pitch to Hunter Ham, we thought it hit the umpire in the foot. Looks like he's got an ice pack on his wrist. I'm saying. Not that you needed to know that, but this is play-by-play. It's describing what I see. And I see a lot of happy kids and families. And Smokey Joe Williams. Thanks to Kristen and Tommy. Kristen and Tommy Stevens, outstanding owners. Some great sponsors at CMC Steel, Boss's Pizza, Jimmy John's. You name it, we got it. Gabriel Rodriguez out of Alvin Community College. Face off against Mr. Travis Phillips, who struck out the side. Dab nabbit. Need to get to this young man. I always dream of drag bunts. McClellan dropped down a drag last night, got knocked out for it. Third baseman's way back. It's Trahan. It's there on our bumpy little grass infield. Oh, breaking ball misses 1-1. Rodriguez in 7 games batting .429 for us. 14 at bat, 6 hits. Stay hot, Mr. Rodriguez. Swings through the breaker from Phelps. Wind kicking. It's a different wind tonight. I would say 9 out of 10 games of Smokey Joe Williams, it goes left to right. It's pretty much straight in from right, or probably straight in from center as he gets Gabe Rodriguez on the K. 4 Ks in a row. 4 Ks in a row for Phelps. Stop the man. It's on a burner. Alfonso Macho Camacho. Got to talk to him on media day. Heck of a guy. He's from Houston. Played at San Jack. He's an infielder. He's DHing tonight. Macho Camacho, with a name like that, expectations are through the roof. But the wind tonight blowing straight in from center and blowing more. So I don't know if we have another. We survived Tropical Storm Berto De Leon. Check your baseball reference on Berto. 0-2 now to Camacho. Is Phelps going to do it again? Don't do it. What are they saying? He caught the foul tip? You're the devil font now. How'd you catch that foul tip? I thought he bounced it into the ground. Another strikeout. 5 Ks in a row. All right. Rivera's single. So he got to Travis Phelps. Travis Phelps' eyes rolled back like the Undertaker. He's just gone unconscious. He's just sitting down. River Monsters 5 in a row. Put the ball in play. So off the plate. Fontenot tried the frame job. Not a bad idea. Zumps will give it sometimes. I probably just jinxed us, but man. 1-1. And he thought about it. Shows bunt. When a dude shred you up the way Phelps is, you think about dropping one down. Big breaking ball for a strike. 2-2. Phelps working fast, mixing it up pretty well. And he bounces it. At least we're putting the ball in play over to Bellard. Double pumps it and then throws it 10 feet in front of the first baseman on a bounce. So, again, for the official scorekeeper, I don't know how you want to score that because that'd be an out in any league. But if Trahan got a hit for his play to short, which fundamentally should have been made, then that's a hit for Rivera. So score that how you will. I think that's an E6. But he beat it, but it was a double pump and throwdown. So I don't know what happened. You're the pitcher. You're like, oh, and he's going to plunk Thor. So 2 runners on. Oh, there's anything to that. Phelps hasn't been missing inside too much. It's off the leg. It was a fastball, though. Makes you suspicious. Is there any history between Lamar and UTRGV and Mr. Phelps and Janner? I wouldn't know. Two on, 2 out, though. This is Mystical Maddox McDonald. Mystical Money Maddox McDonald is what I'm saying. Trinity Tiger hit 305 for him. 0-1. The back pick attempt, safe. Will Franklin wanted it. I think he got under it. Nothing could be worse than the call on the back pick to Shelley, who flopped about 2 feet from the bag and was called safe. I think eventually he did touch the bag. Long after the tag. 1-1. Phelps on a 5K tear, and then however you score Rivera's, who's running, and he's safe at third. Janner doesn't lead runner, so big steal there. Janner's Fontenot throws well. First and thirds get ridiculous in the TCL. It seems like a gimme sometimes when it shouldn't be, but Fontenot throws well. So Janner runs well. Could try to close up this first and third to a second and third, which you'd like to do, obviously. And good job blocking that up or backhanding it by Fontenot. 2-2. To Mr. Maddox McDonald. He's got a Sox high today. Respect it. Get some stripes on our stirrups. Our socks. That'd be sweet. 2-2. 2-2-2. I'll probably put Janner in motion here. This is either a ball. There it goes. Breaking ball, chop the other way right in the hole. And that's what happens. So first to third, I don't even think that's a hit and run. That's not a hit and run with 2-2 because you got to swing anyway on 2 strike counts. So Janner's just going to go because it's 2-2 with 2 out. He's stealing, and then mystical Maddox McDonald does the perfect defensive slap swing into the hole the other way. I mean, glorious. Thing of glory. And Rivera scores. Thank you very much. 2-1 ball game. Which means Travis Phelps is mortal. And this is Patrick McClellan, who's going to be batting in this spot now. The Correjo is out with a hammy. And there goes Janner, who can run, and he's in there safe. Janner moves. No, that's not Janner. That's flipping mystical Maddox McDonald moves. What am I talking about? McDonald looks like Janner's taking huge gazelle strides. It's like PBS into the Wild Channel on the Kalahari. Just a lion chasing a gazelle. The gazelle just out sprinting them. 1-0 now. Nice healthy hack there by McClellan. One. Two runners scoring position. Big spot here is McClellan dueling with Travis Phelps. And that's off the plate, 2-1. That's the only pitch I've seen where Phelps fell off the mound awkwardly, as if it was something mechanical. Been pretty consistent with everything. 2-1. And he's inside with that. So 3-1 to McClellan. Pretty healthy cut there. McClellan fouls it straight back. His count goes full. You're on the fastball if you're fouling it straight back. That's what they say. Sure, I fouled a lot of balls straight back and then whiffed, but McClellan's a different animal than the leaders at Palomar College. And he takes ball 4 and walks it.
Bases loaded.
Bases loaded for the hammer, Hunter Ham out of Hill College. Joyce wants a different ball. Prior to this, Joyce was unstoppable. He fanned 5 guys in a row where the Sturs' last 4 batters scored a run and now got the bases loaded for the hammer.
Now ready, first baseman number 44 from Hill College, Hunter Ham.
Oh my goodness gracious. Phelps hits Ham in the noggin. He took away some of the impact because he was flinching away from it. So he just sat down, took off his helmet to shake off the rattle, dropped his shin protector, and just jogged down to first like nothing. Hunter Ham, you're amazing. Noggin shot. Tie ball game now. But if that was a full Phelps fastball and Ham didn't get a chance to get some flinch action away from it to reduce impact, that could have been very, very scary. But got the top of the helmet. That's why I wear helmets. And still bases loaded with a tie ball game, and Phelps pitching inside of a phone booth. Pitch coach is out there. Barry Manuel. He's any relation to Charlie Manuel. Managed the Phillies for some time. So number 24 is Whit Joyce. Traded jerseys with the Laser Show, Dakota Howard. All right, so Stur's still trying to seize the opportunity. We got 2 runs across, but a big hit right here by Mr. Whit Joyce would have me rejoice. I'll tell you that. And Phelps just having control issues right now. He hits Ham in the head, and then before that walked McClellan. Fouled off. How'd Jenner get on? Was Jenner a walk this inning? Jenner walked, right? Oh, he was hit by pitch too? That's right. He was hit on the thigh. I didn't mark that. So 2 hit by pitch right here. I don't know if somebody's already warm. I don't see any warming in the bullpen. So 2 hit by pitch, a base on balls, and a 1-1 count right now to Mr. Whit Joyce. Fastball's up 1-2, which is strange because last night they had Andrews Acosta going, who was cruising along, and then he came up with a bout of wildness, and they came out and checked him. He had a blister, and he came out of the game. Before that, it was just completely polar opposites. Total command gave way to a bout of wildness. So let's see what happens here. It's off the plate. Fontenot bluffing like a gunfighter. Itchy trigger finger, 2-2 to Whit Joyce. Fontenot always thinking back pick. If you're a runner, you got to be aware. Don't be a victim of the back pick. This Fontenot's thinking every opportunity he gets. Lined the other way, but it's a broken bat. And the Gumbo Gators get out of it off the end of the bat. But we get two. Big hit by Mr. McDonald. I'm going to put his RBI down for that. Maddox McDonald drives in a run. We get a couple. We go to top of 4. All right, let's give you some other fun. June 28th. June 28th. Joe DiMaggio debuted in 1949. June 28th, 1907, and I know you care. The Washington Senators stole 13 bases in a 16-5 win over the New York Highlanders. And if you think about baseball, when I think about baseball, if somebody steals 13 bases on you, you start driving fastballs into people's rib cages just to see if that'll slow them down. Say that's dirty. I'm not for head hunting. I'm for a fastball in the ribs. Got to be able to pitch inside in this. It's been taken away from the sport. Say it. Because I've been hit by a fastball in the ribs a number of times. All right, here's Fontenot, the gunslinger himself. Itchy trigger finger, Seth Fontenot against Ryan Fear the Beard. 1-0. Pull stats on Fontenot. Hitting stats here. Checks it. Nope. 2-0. Fontenot's doing for him here. Fontenot. Not so high. He's about 160 right now. It's early, though, according to point streak. Of course, he's fouled off the end of the bat 1 and 2. He's a heck of a catcher, so you can get your ABs. Everything averages out, they say, 2 and 1. And he only gives up one lag, but the bounce of ball that would have probably been playable. Got the Smokey Joe hop that almost took Rivera's face off. So that's where the second run came on. 2-2 now. Bounced over Rivera, but he gets the candy hop, as I say. So Fontenot out on the 6-3. Those are the hops you want, right up to the chest. Like it's getting popped out of a little soft toss machine. Giving that hop every time. But you got to get that hop. It bounced during the last like 5 feet of grass. You get a nice soft hop. Once you start burning them, you got to take a blistered line drive off that dirt. It's anybody's guess. Gage Trahan. See Mr. Trahan's. Trahan's still waiting to heat up. Seguin here. Now, Baird been outstanding. Sub-1 ERA. I mean, let's talk about that right there. Paints corner, gonna call that a strike with his iced up wrist taped there. 0-2 to Trahan. It's Baird. I keep saying Baird. It's Beard. 15 Ks and 13 innings for Ryan Beard. Goes outside. And again, ahead in the count. Absolute signature of Ryan Beard. Batting average against 167. Beard's been outstanding for the Stars. And yet we're 7-17. We've had a number of Ryan Beard starts where we haven't cashed in. It's given us some great quality starts, to be certain. 1-2 now. Mr. Trahan. Paints on the outside corner. Trahan does well to foul it off. Beard has great control. Great control. My paper. I got 6 or 7 sheets up here. You could do it on a laptop, but can't read that either. Bounced over to Ham. They're going to call that a foul ball. So Trahan fouling stuff off here. But right behind Teely, who had the immaculate, just phenomenal shutdown that got us off our 8-game losing skid. Teely's electric. Got to say that. Hopefully we get ourselves in a situation to see him again. Because that means we're in a closing situation. Good 1-2 pitch by Beard. Try to elevate the fastball. A little bit too high to make him chase. But if you get it in the right eye line of the batter, right around the letters, there's no way. You're right there. Right there, Ryan Beard. There is no doggone way your brain cannot tell you not to swing in that split second that you have to make the decision, because it doesn't look high. It's just heat. It's coming in. Its angle is such that it's like, I got to swing, and you can't get to it with Beard's velocity. So he gets the K. But as much as painting the black, folks, is an art, the elevated fastball and finding that, because that's as fine, that's probably even finer line than trying to go inside or outside corner. Because you're trying to go letters. If you're down 2 inches, now you're belt high. You know, now it's down Broadway. Fouled off. This is Will Franklin. First baseman, night number 11. 101 to Mr. Franklin. Beard goes breaking ball there. Let's see here. Will Franklin batted in Just 8 games for the. Oh, he gets a hold of that one. Going back is McClellan. One hops the wall. Pretty good throw by McClellan. Franklin had to get going. So 2 out double by Will Franklin. Got a fastball. According to point streak, Franklin was hitting below 100 there, so I don't want anybody to hit Beard, and Beard is hard to hit. But from Franklin's perspective, he's like, I'm due, man. I don't care if Cy Young's. I don't care if it's Pedro, man. I'm due. So Beard working against Sturial with Franklin on with the double. Sturial singled and scored in the third. It's a nice pitch by Ryan Beard on the outside corner for strike 1. Count goes 1-1. I don't. Oh, it's 0-2. All right, well, it's even better then. And that's what Sturial did, the same thing. He lined one, Oppo, past Gabriel Rodriguez at third. And I don't think he was late on that. That might be a groove in CJ Sturial's swing that he's an Oppo guy to all fields. Waiting for it to get deeper in the zone and then shoot it. Still 0-2. Time called. Hitting philosophies abounds. Now it's all about launch angle, bat speed, all these measurables. Listen to classic dudes like, you want your Tony Gwynn's and Erez's bounced over to Rivera, who guns it on a first, so we get Sturial. I'll finish that thought next inning, possibly, if I remember what my thought was. 6-3, we get out of it. Nice pitch and Ryan Beard, and we go to bottom of the fourth. So Phelps back out. Oh, I got to get my audio. There's my audio. Face Samaniego. Phelps, 2 pitchers. Sat down 5 stirs in a row, then had a bout of wildness, and then cleaned it up, finished the inning. But not before the stirs got 2, and that's where we sit. Bounce foul by Samaniego on the first pitch, jumping. But theories on hitting now. The dude's hitting sub 200 like Joey Gallo. All respect to Joey Gallo, but dude's getting huge contracts. Numbers are confusing as to why that's happening. Production really not there, but tremendous power. So I understand the sabermetrics of the long ball, but contact and on base percentage key. The what are the three true outcomes, Lewis?
He gets a strikeout, home run, or
Strikeout, home run, or a beanball in the buttocks. Who knows? That misses out, so it goes 2-2 to Samaniego. But Ted Williams saying you want your bat in the zone on the same path as the ball. So just a slight upswing, not a huge uppercut. That's going to give you a launch angle anyway. And that's what George Brett's saying. Those guys might know something about hitting. Count goes full to Samaniego. And then you got the ideas of is bat speed or the Tony Gwynns and Luis Arezes of the world whose bat is maybe in the zone longer than rather than just a split second on the perfect path to make contact. This is way outside. So Samaniego leadoff walk a la John Shelby. Game 4, 88 NLCS. And this is going to be Gabriel Rodriguez, who's been hot since joining the Stirs, batting over 400. But the wood bat is an adjustment from college. There's no lie. There are many cheap hits you get with aluminum that aren't going to happen in this league. Off the end and in on the jam shot. Whoa. Phelps uncorks one, hits the Bull mascot, and Samaniego down to second. 1-0. But big adjustment. Numbers are not going to be the same in wood bat leagues. Beneficial for the guys to use the wood. You almost have to, I don't know if it changes your swing, but you see the difference in contact. You got to find it on that barrel. Better find that barrel. Goodness gracious. So Phelps, struck out 5 in a row, hit 2 guys last inning. Last 2 pitches here, he goes to the backstop and way inside on Rodriguez. I have to believe it's something mechanical. It's like stride foot or arm slot feels lost. Like you just lost the feel for the ball coming out of the hand. And that's down in it. And it's weird for a pitcher because you can't explain it. It's almost what comes down to mechanics is the timing of the unlocking of all the joints and parts, the kick, the stride, the push, now the arm, the bottom, torso's rotating, the arm's coming open, and you have to have that sequence happening to where you feel that ball right at the finger of your tips in the slot, so you got the control, and it's not happening for Mr. Phelps all of a sudden as he walks Mr. Rodriguez. Base on balls. Alfonso Macho Camacho out of Houston, Texas. So nobody out, 2 runners on. I would think this is a bunting situation. And we're not, oh my goodness, maybe not, because you're waiting for Phelps to gain control. Now the Gumbo Gators are getting people warm. I like a bunt because a bunt is a chaos play anyway. So it's either total chaos and it really gets wild, or the sack works. So the breaking ball is in for Phelps. And I'd have to imagine if he loses Camacho on base on balls, you're going to make a pitch and change because something just isn't right with Mr. Phelps. Good pitcher. I mean, if you fan 5 dudes and then just the wildness, he's going to call that a strike as Fontenot jumps out of his stance to grab it. So, I don't know if it was because there's no possible way you can frame it jumping out of the catcher stance. He's going to call that a strike 2. Fontenot's all over the place in there, and both those got called strikes. So 2-2, and I'm not even saying they necessarily weren't where Fontenot was set up. The one outside, and this crew I can berate, but I'm not going to be a homer there. He was just set up inside, and he caught off guard lunging for it. He made it look way more outside than it was. Who knows? 2-2 as it is to Mr. Camacho. Chopped foul. Sounds like a broken bat to me. And he is going to go get new lumber. Firewood. There's an independent league in Japan called the Route In BCL. I don't know if they just changed it to the BCL or the Route In League, but the BCL, I was like, what's that stand for? Baseball Challenge League, which is an awesome name for it. They take broken bats and turn them into chopsticks. And I tried to buy some, but it was like online and in Japanese, and I couldn't figure out how to get them to send the chopsticks to the state. But if you do go to Japan and you want some chopsticks made out of broken bats, they are going. I don't know if that's green because I don't know what the carbon footprint is, or the energy of the machining tools to. I don't know if you're lathing those things down or how you make chopsticks, but they're not going to waste. Just say that. Route in BCL, one of the bigger independent leagues in Japan. After that, the Shikoku Island League Plus. Breaking ball bounced. They're going to feed it. I don't know if you get Camacho, and they throw it away, so it turns into a run. Putting the ball in play makes good things happen. So it could have been a double play, but that works out. We didn't bunt, which I'm always a pro bunter, but he doesn't K, so he puts it in play. Not that I expected him to K, but that's what you can't have. If you pass up on a bunt opportunity first and second, you can't just lose the out. So he puts it into play on a 4-6, and they get Rodriguez for the first out. Buckcho on the fielder's choice E goes to second. So runner on second, one out. Back to the top of the order with Juan Rivera. Corner's getting pretty wide. And Fontenot's like one knee catching and just flexing here and there. Maybe it's just Fontenot's framing. Don't call that a strike. I'm gonna explode. Got some questionables. I'm on the verge. 1-1 to Rivera. 3-2 ball game. Good Friday night game. We'll go here in the TCL. Phelps still going though. Bluffing, probably not bluffing, but making the run was Bellard. See if we get Camacho caught off. Camacho wise to it. Check to swing. I'm going to say no, he didn't. Phelps can't believe it. Much as a homer I am, I think that was probably an offering. As it is, 3-1. Just say no, he didn't. So 3-1. It was weird because he was kind of like falling backwards with his body the way and Bellard's going to bluff, and oh my goodness gracious. And Camacho's going to pick up a base on the missed pick play. So the pick move goes awry. And Camacho, very aggressive, goes to third. Now you got another run possibly. One out. Rivera can put it in play somewhere. And he's been good at doing that tonight for sure. Rivera hit over 300 Dodge City. Just transferred to Charlotte. Another nice thing about Rivera's game is he walks a lot. Infield pulled in by the Gumbo Gators as Rivera chops it. Uh-oh. Confusion. So that's going to be Will Franklin. Takes the weak chopper. Can't score on that. So 3 unassisted. It was weird because Will Franklin, the pitcher, everybody's like converging on first base, which got very crowded as Rivera was running into it. I don't know if he could run into Phelps as they were all kind of bunched up there and get an interference call and be safe. That would have been interesting. Because I thought he slowed down to avoid the collision, frankly. Bounced over to Joe Bear, who makes the play on Thor. So the Sturs get one, 3-2 ball game. We leave Camacho at third. We go to the top of 5. Stick around. Indeed, thanks to Semtex. For sure they're up in New Braunfels. There's a lot of large quarries. Hill Country, Texas, let me tell you what. Then they get turned into shopping malls when they're done pulling all that out of there and making concrete out of it. You know where all the concrete goes? I actually took a tour at Semtex. Where all that concrete goes? Like 90% of it's going to Houston. It's building. You're wondering how Houston's economy is going. This is Case and Bellard. Getting his uniform dirty, like to see it. Bellard for the Gumbo Gators on the season offensively. Got about 200. He's a new addition. Bellard just had maybe a couple games. So stats, too small of a sample size to say. A couple good hits the other day. Squares to drag. Bellard can run. Drag attempt, 1-1. Never a bad idea. I saw a thread the other day on who's the best bunter of all time. And far and away, the majority, 90%, Brett Butler. And I'd seen Brett Butler play mainly for the Dodgers. I think he was with the Royals too. So blue teams, Royal blue teams, Brett Butler. I mean, your third baseman had to be probably 10 steps. 1 and 2. Your third baseman probably had to be 10 steps inside the bag on Brett Butler for every single Brett Butler at bat. He probably still drag on you. It was insane. 2-2 now. Ring him. So he freezes Bellard on the breaking pitch to his beard. And then the throw down from Whit Joyce to complete the out. 1 down. Other amazing drag bunners. Kenny Lofton, I'd seen do it a number of times. He was wheels anyway. Ichiro, of course.
Number 29, Bryce Jones.
Some dudes. Juan Pierre, another Dodger. That dude. South Alabama, what's up? Look at them Jaguars. Driven out to right. Going back is Maddox McDonald on the run. Woo, nice play. Motorin Maddox McDonald gets on his horse. Put that guy in the NFL combines and give me a 40 time on McDonald. That ball was driven by Bryce Jones out to right and robbed, absolutely robbed of a double or triple by Maddox McDonald. 2 down. Yeah, Juan Pierre, great drag bunter, great MLB career. Also one of the reasons I transferred out of South Alabama, hilariously. Classic D1 flameout out of California JUCO. I think it hit like 300, but I sucked in the outfield. That whatever. I got my D1 ride. And they had the transfer portal. We could transfer. We transferred everywhere. You just had to go NAI. You couldn't stay D1. You had to sit out here. So I go and meet the head coaches at the end of the year. They're like, we'll bring you back on the same scholarship, but I don't know what your playing time is going to look like because we're getting a dude in that's going to fill up the outfield pretty good. So it's going to be a battle. Start over that dude. Didn't know that dude's name. Turned out that was Juan Pierre. So I made a good decision transferring to Lubbock Christian, where I did play every day. This is Lane Lusk. 3-1 now from Ryan Beard. Breaking ball looked pretty good considering the zone, but Lusk works a walk. So, yeah, and I never met Juan Pierre, but he was there the year after I was, and I was given the way the winds were blowing in South Al. But South Alabama, the funniest thing about them, one of the funniest things.
Now that second baseman number 14, Joe Bear.
This is a second baseman, Evan Jobert. Lusk stole a base in the third, by the way. I think you probably do that again. If you think you can do it once, you could do it twice, 2 out. Probably going. Barrett's got a pretty decent move. Beard has a pretty decent move. Skied by Jobert, foul. And you can find this. This is a South Alabama factoid. Some dude, maybe, I'm guessing, I have to guess the 70s if you listen to the song. Beard looks in on Jobert. Lusk hanging around at first, but maybe not for long. I'd make him sit there. Stay set for a while. There he goes. And that's bounced hard. Nice play. Gabriel, I think, eat that throw. That's why you don't do that. I think there is no chance to get Jobert. Great dive and play by Gabriel Rodriguez. Tried to do the Ken Caminetti or Machado from his knees or something and just gun it, but there's no way you were going to get Jobert. So that's a single by Jobert, but on the throw, Lusk, who was running with 2 outs. Now he's on third. So first and third, 2 out. Tony Perez can come out and talk to Ryan Beard. And I'm going to share this crazy South Alabama story because I went down a rabbit trail on great bunters and ended up at Juan Pierre. And if you're talking Juan Pierre, you got to share random South Alabama. Dude shows up at the stadium, Mobile, somewhere in the 70s, way before my time. He goes, hey, I made a song for y'all. You should check it out. Put that thing on. It's like a 70s jam called Look at Them Jaguars. And you can find it on YouTube, and it's awesomely hilarious, and they play it before every flipping game in Mobile, and they will never stop. When you're a transfer, you're like, what's up with this song? And they're like, yeah, dude, some guy showed up and said I recorded this, and they're like, that's great. They play it. And I think they're probably the only D1 school with a professional musician making a specific like sitcom theme song for your baseball team. It's phenomenal. is Carson Hayworth. First and third, but 2 down. Let's see if Ryan Beard can work out here. Tony Perez comes to talk to him. Fastball. Joe Bear runs and steals second. No throw at all. Don't defend the play with 2 out. So challenges Hayworth as Beard. 0-1. Nice breaking ball. We can call that strike 2. So that's good meeting on the mound. Sometimes, too, when the inning gets, this is a longer work inning for Ryan Beard with the runners that have been on. So give him a little breather. And now he's come back 0-2 on Hayworth. And that's what I'm talking. That's actually a really good job by Hayworth. Found that off because that's right where Ryan Beard wants to elevate the fastball. And that's a strike. That's a strikeout pitch for him. He's in, he's out. He's breaking it off. He's changing speeds, but the punch out is the sharp cheddar right up around the letters, and that's a skill set that Ryan Beard has. Bounces it off of Joyce. 59-footer. Very tough block for Whit Joyce. So you got to rule that a wild pitch as opposed to a pass ball. I'd imagine it's just, I think it bounced in front of the plate. So 1-2. And now it's a 3-3 ball game with Joe Bear at third. Good fastball by Ryan Beard, but too high to entice Mr. Hayworth to chase it. But I guess you rather that when you're trying to find that golden zone at the letters, if you run it up a little bit too high rather than drop it belt high. 2 outs. Nasty breaking stuff. And Ryan Beard finishes the deed, but the wild pitch lets in a run. Now the ball game is tied. Good stuff from Ryan Beard, and we are going to go to the bottom of 5. I was keeping the score in the wrong end, and this all goes over here. That's how that goes. All right.
$10,000 feet. I gotta fly. Get me a ticket. I wanna feel the heat. Fly over the ocean. I take you along. Move like a rocket man. I live in motion. We land in New York City. 'Cause I love the way she moves. Gotta hold on tight all through the night. Get on to the aeroplane. Oh, that's right. Gonna let you go in along. Bring me along for some fun. Ha. I travel light and I don't bite. Fly over the Atlantic. Take off for a new city. Somewhere got history. Somewhere real pretty. We're cruising in London, yeah. And I love the way she moves. Gotta hold on tight all through the night. Get on to that aeroplane.
Make it onto the aeroplane.
All right, Joshua Vaughn, 6'2" junior out of San Antonio, Texas, comes on. Mr. Vaughn, based on the film Major League, I wish that he got a Vegematic haircut. You don't have to do that, Josh Vaughn. That's how my brain works. So he comes on relief of Travis Phelps, who was pretty darn good, but then wild at moments. So 4 innings from Phelps, only gives up 3. But for a while there, it was like Nolan Ryan. Just striking after strike. It was like the Kerry Wood game or something. With 5 Ks in a row. Don't see that every day in the TCL. Motorin Maddox McDonald. Now that he's hitting, he's going to be mashing Maddox McDonald. I'm going to go with as many M words as I can for this young man. Outside by Joshua Vaughn, 1-0. Great catch last inning by Maddox. Bryce Jones roped that one out there. 1-1. Mr. Vaughn. Sturs starting off second half 1-0. Did something funky there. I couldn't tell if he was out in front of that or not, but it's 1-2. Tie ball game. Nice crowd on Friday night. Vaughn, arm angle, goes outside corner and gets Maddox McDonald. 1 down.
Now batting left fielder number 40 from Collier College, Patrick McClellan.
Patrick Nails McClellan. Patrick the Terminator McClellan. I don't know. I don't know how you get knocked out and just stay in the ballgame like it's nothing. 1-0. Ooh, pretty good breaking stuff there for Vaughn. I have terrible hitting philosophies. That's why I had to go into the real world instead of Major League Baseball. The Marine Corps didn't care that I couldn't hit breaking stuff. But I'll tell you what, here's one hitting theory. If a dude does have a really nasty slider, like really nasty, I'd look for that. I was like, I mean, because my thinking was, ooh, that got him. Hit by pitch. So gets ahead in the count, does Vaughn, but then he nicks, comes up and in to McClellan. So 1 down, runner on. But there's no science behind that hitting philosophy. I was just like, if I was a pitcher and I had that pitch, I would throw that a lot. Vaughn's got pretty good breaking stuff, but he got pretty good fastball too, so who knows. Hunter Ham got hit on the doggone helmet last time. Not intentional. Strike 1. Of all things. Pick move from Vaughn. I don't think they'll do the one Mississippi where you got to come set with the runner on. So I feel like it didn't happen that time. 0-2. Start counting. Let's see if we got. So you go one Mississippi. He was there on that one. That one was pretty quick. It's up and in, almost the same pitch that hit McClellan to Ham. 1-2. I don't know if that's a tendency. I thought he had 2 strikes on everybody. He was 1-2, and then Him and Correjo decide fastball up and in. Checks his ham and gets rung on the inside corner, 2 down. And that's going to bring up Whit Joyce. This is a breaking ball from Vaughn, but it misses outside for ball 1. 1-0. Tied up. These TCL games, anything goes. Blowouts, and comebacks. This is wild. It's a Wild West out here. That's what it is. 1-1. The Wild West of collegiate wood bat leagues. So that should change their slogan. I just gave that to you. TCL. That just sounds enticing. People tune in for that. Fouled off. 1-2 to Joyce. It is the Wild West. Out here in Seguin. 1-2, 2 down. Huge hole on the right side. Would be nice if Whit Joyce. He went oppo. He lined out to a Will Franklin at first last time. It was oh my goodness. Breaking ball misses up and in. Turning his face away is Whit Joyce, 2-2. But I think he broke his bat. It was off the end of the bat from Whit Joyce when he lined to Will Franklin in the third. Healthy cutting. Get your hacks, they say. Don't get cheated. You're fine with an out. You're fine with any kind of hitting where you feel like you got a good pitch. You put your best swing on it. You ain't going to hit them all. Just don't get cheated. Pick a good one and hack. Breaking ball. Whit Joyce shoots it out to center, but it is right at Lusk. So that'll do it for the Stirs in the 5th. And chew on this between innings. We'll talk about the first and most controversial second half comeback. The 1951 New York Giants that ended with Bobby Thompson's shot heard the round rolled off of Ralph Branca. Gets even crazier. There's more on that. The Giants, pretty well documented, were picking signs. And most people on the Giants knew what was coming pitch for pitch at the Polo Grounds. Crazy? I got even more on that after this break. So Jackson Munkerud takes over in the top of 6. Beard, 5 outstanding innings. I think he only gave up 2 earned. Another Ryan Beard quality start. Oh, and Caden Monkerud's catching. So the Bros are in. The Munkerud brothers, Caden and Jackson, are in now. Pitching and catching. Jackson, famously here in Seguin, the championship game-winning pitcher on the most improbable run you will ever see. after we started, much like we started this year, getting a playoff berth in the second half and then running through the playoffs, culminating with Jackson Munkerud as the game-winning pitcher and all those other heroes on that team. Unbelievable. But Fontenot is 0-2 to Jackson. Nasty breaking stuff. Nastiness. Goes into the trash, puts on the rubber gloves, grabs the tongs, and says, let me get something really nasty out of here and throw it. And that's what he did with that breaking ball right there. One down.
Now batting third baseman number 28, Gage Strahan.
Gage Trahan playing third base tonight. Here's what I say about Jackson. Jackson's a pitcher. Pitcher. He's got good velo. Don't worry. Don't worry about missing the fastball. That can happen. But control corners, mix and match. Got a 3.85 ERA. There's the fastball that gets by you. Gets by Trahan on that one for the 1-1 count. Good control, good placement of his pitches. 14-inning pitch, 9 Ks. And that's hit out to left. Coming in on it's McClellan, and he makes the shoestring catch. Nice play, Patrick McClellan. So Trahan robbed on the F7, 2 down. But Ryan Beard to Jackson Munkerud is a good vibe. And here's the first baseman, Will Franklin.
Now batting first baseman number 11, Will Franklin.
Break a ball for a strike. That's a good ball. Don't really that ball. It's a good baseball. Don't destroy that baseball, please. Okay, get some water. Keep hydrating. Seven-year-old's having such a good time destroying baseballs. He got a bad one, but now he wants to do a really good baseball. I was like, nah, keep that ball. That's a good ball. 1-1 to Mr. Will Franklin. There we go. Got the 7-year-old hydrating with Gatorade. Munkerud with a break ball, but it's rolled to Rivera. Oh, and it's going to be a tag play. Does a windmill scoop on the play. Hit hard by Franklin, but it's a 6-3. 3 down. So the Giants had like a telescope, and they were picking signs of the Polo Grounds. They went on a tear in the second half. We're not picking signs here in Smoky Joe. That just happened naturally last year. A miraculous second half. But the Giants picking those signs, and Bobby Thompson maybe know that what was coming against Ralph Branca. Devastating for Ralph Branca. He didn't live with that. Brooklyn Dodgers, you know, he had to face the city of New York after that. He was eating dinner, and his brother-in-law, I think, was like a priest. He was really down about it for a couple of days. They're eating dinner someplace, and he asked me, he's like, why did this, like, I don't know why this happened to me. It was like such a, like, famously gave up this home run to lose the pennant. Why does this happen to me? And that, whether you're a religious man or not, it's a heck of an inspirational quote. And his brother-in-law, who's a priest, was like, because God knew you were strong enough to handle it. And Ralph Branca said, nah, you know, that gave me a lot of peace. And I moved on. And that's Ralph Branca's story. And he also said he was really class about it, whether the sign was picked or not. Ralph Branca says, whether he knew it was coming or not, he still had to hit it. Man, that dude's a class act, Ralph Branca. But them 51 Giants, big second half comeback. We'll get to a couple more after a little break.
10,000 feet. I gotta fly. Get me a ticket. I wanna feel the heat. fly over the ocean. I take you along. Move like a rocket man. I live in motion. You land in you.
All right. Orlando super slamming Samaniego. Batting up.
Batting second baseman number 16 from UTRGV, Orlando Samaniego.
I think it's 1-0. Bounces off Fontenot's glove, 2-0. Samaniego was a leadoff walk in the fourth and did score. No, he's leadoff single. I'm sorry. It wasn't a leadoff walk. 2-1. Ball comes in with a strike. And the one thing I'll say about Gumbo Gators, I'm not trying to give advice to other teams, but I'm going to hear. 1-2. It's off. Oh, my goodness gracious. Samaniego. Dude, he can't hit that. Nobody can hit that. Way off the plate. Fontenot's out there. Blue just felt like ringing. Very wide strike. Generous. If you're Samaniego, everybody's in the same boat there. So that's just frustrating. You're trying to get your wood bat ABs in college. You're like, I can't hit that. It's off the plate, but he gets rung up there, one down. Maybe the zone is expanding. Who knows? It's, Rodriguez, breaking ball from Vaughn. Another breaking ball, and he goes right back up the middle with it, and it just gets through Bellard. Honestly, Bellard ran over the top of it, and I think the reason was this is a ground ball. You're tracking it, and then you get to the point where you're sprinting, and you're in between a reach and a dive. It's almost like if I dive now, I'll dive over the top of it. So not a diving play, even though Bellard has the range. Gets through for a single. So Rodriguez, and I lost my thought on the Samaniego call, whatever I was talking about. Who knows? Camacho, aggressive base running, but got stranded at third in the fourth. It's down 2-0. Let's give Rodriguez, and how much ever I gripe about the umpires. Classic turnstile caveat is, yeah, I can't do that. I would be even worse probably. So I'll give you that. I'll still gripe about you. So it's all is fair in love and war, folks. Do some shout outs here in a little bit too. Why not? Whatever fam is out there watching this ball game. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Gifted. So gets jammed on it. Does Camacho, lines over to Joe Bear, and Rodriguez was confused on the outs, and he was way off of first base. So Joe Bear flips over to Will Franklin, but it's off the bag and gets away. So we live. Will it factor? Will it factor in? That was an absolute freebie. Now Vaughn's picking over there. This is Juan Rivera. The sweet windmill play in last inning. Rivera, see, that's the same pitch Samaniego got hosed on. Absolute same pitch, I swear. 1-0. It's off the plate. Off the plate a good couple of inches. I guess Fontenot wasn't out there enough to frame that. Fontenot, I don't know if he gets out there, he might get more calls. Your full body off the plate. 2-0 to Rivera. That's a strike. I'll give him that. So Rodriguez on first, 2 down, thankfully. And almost got hung out to dry like a piece of laundry. Is he calling that what? What do you call? Was that a lazy strike call or a ball? Lazy strike call, 2-2. I like that Rivera works deep in the count. He works a good count. Comes Vaughn, and Rivera spoils it. Do it again. Lefty here. I don't know if you put Gabriel Rodriguez in motion. A lot of times you just get him going, but with a left-handed batter, keep the hole open. Nope, he goes. So ball 3. Fontenot has a gun very close. They're going to say he got him. So Rivera's going to get a new count. Understand while they're putting him in motion. I don't know if Rodriguez agrees with that, but he's not going to argue with the ump. So, yeah. No, I know it's 3 outs, but I'm just saying Rivera's getting a new count, but Rodriguez isn't going to argue that he might have been safe, but they called him out. He turned to say something, so I don't know what he was saying. But caught stealing ends that one. He would have been hung up on the line out. So it's a wash, I suppose. And we are going to go into the top of the 7th, all knotted up. And I'm going to tease the next great comeback. I don't know if I finished thought on the Giants one. 78 Yankees. Crazy behind. Like 11 games back or something. I don't know how late that was, like in July. And that was the year of Billy Martin, Steinbrenner feud. Billy Martin basically having at it with Reggie Jackson. And then they ended up getting through to the World Series and took down the Dodgers, which I think that was Reggie Jackson's 3 home run game in that 78 World Series. But the 78 Yankees, great second half comebacks. That's what the Sturs are trying to do. We shall take a break. Sturial coming in to face Jackson Munkerud. I'm pretty sure I'll double check the Reggie Jackson. I think the whole 78 year for the Yankees was crazy. Oh, 0-1. Here comes Munkerud. A ball is down. Nope. It was the 77 World Series. Do they go back to, was that Dodgers 77 and they lost? Yankees that 20? I got to check. I could be messed up. Ooh, crushed out to right. Going back is mystical. What's the word for good range? Motoring? That's what it was. Motoring. Maddox McDonald's makes the play on Sturial. Sturial's been barreling stuff. Went the other way. Hit that one hard. F9. 1 down. But I guess the Reggie Jackson 3 homers in 1 World Series game, which I thought was also against the Dodgers, was 77. And I was looking at the best second half comebacks. As Jackson drops in a breaking ball while Bellard shows bunt. That's the second time he's flash bunt. He's got the speed to do it. But what I was reading today was the 78 was the comeback year, but they also won the World Series. I could be mistaken. I'm going to have to look. Ooh, just foul by a couple feet. double check all my stuff. Yeah, that was. Okay, so there you go. They did win in 77-78, both against the Dodgers. Lasorda's head probably exploded. Bounced up the middle. That'll be a base hit for Bellard. I'm a connoisseur of all things Tommy Lasorda. That guy had some fight, had some fire. You got to believe. That's what he said. That's what we say around here. So Bellard, 1-out single. He's on first. Likely to be running. Undoubtedly. So Caden knows that. Him and his brother are on the same page. Almost telepathically. So Jackson's job to keep him close. Caden's thinking pop time. There goes the runner. He's going to throw from his knees. And in is the speedy Bellard. And I'm no Swami. There's just a lot of stolen bases in the TCL. I'm no fortune teller. This is Bryce Jones. Bryce Jones, the ball hard last time. Very hard to right. And Maddox McDonald making an excellent, brilliant running catch on it. 1 down. Bellard at second. And frankly, 1 out. An attempt to steal third is in play with Bellard. These pitchers like talk pick moves with your middle infielders. This would be a time you might want to do something tricky. I think Bellard's going to try to steal third. Ooh, big breaking ball from Jackson. It's up 3-0. Bryce Jones. Bryce Jones, McD State Cowboy out of Huntsville, Texas. 3-0. Fastball. See, you can call that both ways, though, right? Big wide outside corners the catchers are reaching for. I don't know. Something to think about, Blue. All right.
Now batting center fielder number 18, Lane Lusk.
The only silver lining on open base walks is you get the force. This will be the center fielder, Mr. Lane Lusk. Walker, Louisiana, Northwestern State. Good breaking ball from Jackson. But Lusk doesn't bite on it. 1-0. This is the high leverage batter right here because you got a tie ball game. We're getting into the twilight innings. 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. Oh, checks it. So really, in my mind, Lane Lusk represents a huge batter right now. Either turns into an out or you have a 1-out bases loaded situation or worse in the tie ball game. So big spot for everybody right now. San Diego checking on Bellard. Pumps it in there. Strike dose, I believe. 1-2 count. Jackson, Monk, no stranger to coming up big. And Lusk representing a pivotal spot right now. Gets him to bounce at a second. Could be 2. The feed to Rivera, the turn, and he throws it away. Goodness gracious. We had it, and we gunned it high. So Bellard's going to score. Jones gets out. He's the second out on the FC. And Lusk is going to be at second now. Perez is going to ask, did he get in the way? They're going to call him out or no? The runner's got to get down. Is that what it was? The rule is that happened in the College World Series where if the runner doesn't get down, they call him out. So Tony Perez is saying that's what happened, that Jones got to get out of the way of Juan Rivera's throw. It's for him to make the turn, and maybe that's why the throw got airmailed over Hunter Ham. We shall see what this crew does. Nothing surprises me. They're talking about what he saw, talking about the weather, talking about American politics, talking about car engines and gas mileage. Can we get the call? It'd be sweet if we did because it's a run. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. So Lusk on first on the fielder's choice. But you got 2 down. There's a 4-3 ball game. I don't know.
No, batting second baseman number 14, Evan Jobert.
Evan Jobert, the second baseman tonight. 1 for 3. Lusk probably going because it's TCL. It's just wild horses. Wild horses running all over the place. 1-0 to Jobert. Good breaking stuff from Munkerud. 101. Oh, that's the thought. I was off on the 78 Yankees second half. I'll finish that thought after this. Inning culminates. There goes the runner. Bad pitch to throw on. Lusk runs pretty well, so stolen base in the books for Lusk, and it's a 2-1 count to Jobert. Pumps in a fastball, 2-2. Munkerud supporting crowd here in Seguin. Into Navarro. High school right up the road. Right from around here are the Munkerud boys. Outstanding ball players. 2-2 now to Jobert. And breaking ball too far out, though. Count goes full. Hooked it, as you might on the golf course a little bit. It was wide. So Lusk at second. Jobert facing off against Jackson Munkerud. Firstly, it's the TCL. Just break off another 3-2 nasty breaker. And he gets him to pop it up. Could be in play. Nope. It's going to be on top of this building. There it is. Top of the grandstand. Pretty good ball game going here, folks. Some of these have been wild affairs. Right now, it's a 1-run ball game. Full count, 2 out. Lusk got to stay put. Nobody behind him to force him to run. And that's bounced over Rivera. Stays down on it. Guns it to Ham, who stays on. No, they're calling him safe. safe. Stayed on. He reached, and I thought he went back and got it with the toe. Tony Perez. I mean, he had time to reach. I realized the throw pulled him off. The throw did pull him off, but then you saw him kind of like lean back in and touch toe. There was time there for that to happen. Gilbert hit the ball hard, and if Ham knows he's off, that's why he went back and moved his toe into the bag. I mean, I can't see from in the box, but that's what that looked like. Like, it was no question he got his toe back on it. Bless it. So Lusk now at third. That can only be ruled an E6 if that's how they're going to keep it on the throw. And first and third, 2 down. And see, this is the first. These are the first and third. And this is going to be Carson Hayworth. There goes Joe Barris. It's skied out to right. Whoa. Kind of a wide route by Maddox McDonald before he adjusts and sprints in and makes the catch to end the threat. So all for nothing. The 1-run scores, and it's a 4-3 ball game. Roll that double play. Maybe we get out still tied, but Sturs down by 1, 7th inning stretch time. Here we go. Juan Rivera. Going to lead it off. Still going to be Joshua Vaughn. Breaks that in for strike 1. And I do like me some Juan Rivera lead off at bats, let me tell you. So he gets a fresh count because of the Gabriel Rodriguez caught stealing. So he was 2-2 when that happened. 0-2 right now. One and two. Vaughn tries a sinker or something off speed on the outside. Probably a change, right? 1-2 to Rivera. The Sturs can get the game-tying rallies. He chops it over to Joe Barrow. Gets a weird hop, but stays with it. And on to Franklin for the first out. The last comeback Second half, insano comeback in MLB as Evan Thor Janner steps in. This is going to be your 1995 Seattle Mariners. If you don't know much about what was going on, the Mariners were probably about to move. So the comeback and then the crazy double by Edgar to score Griffey and then making it to the ALCS against the Yankees or beating the Yankees to go to the ALCS, which I think was against the Indians. We lost. 0-2 now to Thor. Vaughn working, breaking stuff in there. See what happens here. Fastball's way in. 1-2. But that's what the Stirs are up to. We're 1-0 in the second half now, but we got to get this rally. We're down by 1. Crushed by Janner. Skied out to Lusk. Too high, they say. It's F8 down. But the Mariners, I think they voted on a new stadium in 95. And then they lost the vote. They said, no, you're not getting a new stadium. And that's why the Mariners were probably going to move. They went on this insane run. Edgar's double. And then some city council person reintroduced. And it skied again to center by McDonald. That's a very quick inning for Joshua Vaughn with 2 F8s. But that's what was happening in Seattle. And then they just, after the insane run that they went on, and the city just was going wild for this comeback from, I think they were down 11 games as far as August, 11 games back, come back and have the greatest season in Mariners history, but they couldn't win the World Series because they're cursed. But it was wild times up there, and they re-voted. Should we build them a new stadium now? Because that was pretty much fun. Pretty much the most fun you could ever have watching baseball was this Mariners run. And they said, yeah, you know what? Let's spend some billions and millions and build a new stadium. That's why you got Safeco Park now. 95 Mariners did that. Say the house that Roof built. You'd say the house that the 95 Mariners built. They'd probably be playing in, where's the expansion? They're probably in Nashville right now. So Will Gross coming in after 2 innings of work from, make sure, check my book. Jackson worked 2 or 3. I think we got 5 for Beard. You got 5 for Beard. You got the 6th and the 7th from Munkerud. Now you got Will Gross out of Virginia Commonwealth. Oh, those Commonwealths. Are they states or the Commonwealths? Or are they both? They're both. VCU in the dance made the tourney. I think they won their conference tournament. This is going to be Seth Fontenot himself. Gumbo Gators. Oh, that was the advice. That's the other thing I forgot. 2 saved points that I have not given you. I was about to give advice to the Gumbo Gators, and I was going to give an interesting factoid about Reggie Jackson's 3 home run game because I came up as the lefty Will Gross goes outside corner for strike 1. First thing, just get out of the way. I like to give advice to other teams, but based on Andrews Acosta stirrups yesterday, if everybody on that team is issued huge stirrups that can pull up high that have 3 stripes on them, that needs to happen for everybody. That's just an unstoppable look. That's how it was JUCO. Like, no matter, everybody had to look uniform. No matter what where the pant leg was, everybody had to have that on the team. You couldn't have one guy be different. So if somebody's up high socks, we're all up high socks. We're low, we're mid, we're old school stirrups, we're old school stirrups. That's how it was at Lassen. Say Lassen prepared me for the JUCO, prepared me for the Marine Corps. That's how crazy that JUCO was. 2-1, a Fontenot. Some JUCOs are crazy. They don't have the constraints of NCAA regulations. Bounced over to Samaniego. He gets a nice hop for it. On to Hunter Ham. Stretches on the 4-3. 1 down. This is going to be Gage Trahan, a third baseman. Is it? Or are they pinch hitting? It is. I guess I got Trahan's number wrong. I don't know. I think I might be pinch hitting here. I'm going to check my roster. Squares to bunt. The play is going to be made by Caden. And sprints out, bare hands it. 2-3, 1 down. Trahan needs to get that a little bit further. But I don't know if that's Trahan, because Trahan I had listed at number 25. I guess 28. These guys are switching up numbers. I guess that was still Trahan. So 2 down, Will Franklin. Because I thought Trahan was righty batter. Let me find Trahan on here. Yeah, Trahan was number 5. I don't know. He does bat left. I don't know what's going on with the roster. I've been confused all game. This is Will Franklin, though. Will Franklin against Will Gross. A battle of the wills. Battle of the wills, if you will. Oh, he gloves it, and it pops right into his bare hand. He sprints to close distance and underhands it to Hunter Ham. Of all the fortuitous things that could happen on a comebacker, he gloved it. And then, I mean, if you bobble that, Franklin's probably safe, but the bobble goes right into his hand. So 1-2-3 inning for Will Gross. Stir's got to get 1 to tie, 2 to go into the lead. We go to the bottom of the 8th. What? This one. Left fielder Patrick McClellan coming up. Sturs getting down to the nitty-gritty of rally time. And just like Tommy Lasorda says, you got to believe. You got to believe. And I have to finish my random thoughts or it irks me all night. So the 77 World Series, Reggie Jackson's 3-home run game. There's a pretty good, I think it was on Amazon, the documentary called Reggie. He talked about that game, and he was asking like the pitching coach or somebody out in the bullpen. He's like, what are they doing to me? He's like, it's all just, they're just gunning you in with fastballs. Breaking ball from Vaughn misses 2-0. So that's what his coach was like. They're just busting you in. That's what they're trying to. So Reggie didn't want to be too obvious about it. When he got in the box to his stance, he'd get in there, but then he backed up like 2 inches. So he was way farther off the plate than he normally was. And then was just sitting on the inside heat to yak it. Whole Reggie Jackson. Dude could crush it. 2-1. We'll call that a strike. 2-2 to McClellan. McClellan drag bunt last night. And the throw went across the. Trahan was playing first last night. And the breaking ball from Vaughn gets him, and it knocked him out cold as the first baseman was reaching for it. Scary play, but he's okay. One down on the K from Vaughn. This will bring up the hammer, Hunter Ham. And I've shared this one story before on Hunter Ham related to the nickname Hammer, but it's too good not to share. You guys all have to have this fact burned into your head. As Vaughn comes set. Breaking ball for a strike. 0-2. MC Hammer is called the Hammer because he was the bat boy for the Oakland A's, and they all thought he looked like Henry Aaron, whose nickname was the Hammer. Now you know. Grounded over to Bellard, on to first, perfect strike, 2 down. Now this will be Caden Munkerud, who came in defensively for Whit Joyce when Jackson Munkerud took the mound.
Now batting number 23, Caden Munkerud.
So Vaughn worked clean 7th. Now he's trying to do us again in the 8th. Don't let it happen, Caden. Just shoot one the other way. And that big breaker, just wait on it and just pow. Blast that sucker the other way. But those are my 3-second comebacks. 51 Giants, 78 Yankees, 95 Mariners. Great second halves. It's off the plate, 1-1. And actually the last one is the 2023 Seguin River Monsters. That's the best second half. 1-1. Legends on that team. Some of them are here again at the ballpark tonight. Form of the Munkeroods. 1-2 to Caden. Now the stretch. There's that breaker. Munkerud fouls it. We lost Willie Mays, and I started going down the rabbit trail. One of the guys I never got to see play, but I went and I was looking at tons of video because his numbers are insane. So good. No man's land. Could be trouble. Oncoming is Lusk, and he makes the catch. But Willie Mays kind of, his stride was open a little bit, almost in the bucket, just a tad, but power to all fields. Willie Mays, Holiday Road. I leave the mic open for this song. I sing this. I love this song. Let's go, Stars.
Hey kids, make sure to line up at the third base dugout after the game for the Kids Run the Bases, presented by our franchise partner, Vogue Shoes.
I apologize to your sponsor, Centex. I was talking about C-Mex. That's different. Centex. Centex is the bomb. Forget about C-Mex. C-Mex needs a sponsor, though. They're right up in New Braunfels. Sorry about the audio. That was loud.
Keep my hands on myself.
Like that cheddar pump.
Little baby girl isn't me. Am I coming out of left field? All the rebels is the kickstand. I've been feeling it since 1966 now. Might be over or not, but I feel it still. All the rebels is the kickstand. Let me kick it like it's 1986 now. Might be over or not, but I feel it still.
Better than playing on a bird station.
That sounds too high. I get excited. I get excited for Holiday Road. They played in the 8th. It's a jam. Go back and watch National Lampoon's Vacation. Also, it used to come on TV back in the day, pre-cable days or whatever. Go check out the actual unedited. There's some stuff they cut out of there. It's wild. All right. Sturriell hit the ball hard tonight. Had a single in the 3rd. He's 1 for 3 against Will Gross, an El Pasoan. Finds Steve Sturriell's thinking bunt. Sturriell's multifaceted. Hit the ball at all fields. Drag, bunt, and pitching. Who are you, CJ Sturriell? Will Gross pumping cheddar, warming up. I was saying that's a good analogy for dudes throwing hard. Like the Kingsburys of the world. It's the cheddar pump they got for the nachos, movie theater. Nice breaking ball from Will Gross. They're pumping cheddar, just like the nacho cheese pump. 0-2 now to Sturriell. I'm sorry, that's top of 9. What? Right? Yeah. Losing it. He gets Sturriell on the K. 1 down. I don't know where my head's at. It's the 9th inning.
No, adding shortstop number 23.
This guy's the worst broadcaster I've ever heard in my flipping life. This is Bellard, the shortstop. Holly Road's the 9th inning song. I know that. Why we thought one more left. I thought we had 6 more outs. We do not. This is it, folks. Bellard does it again. And no chance. Don't even throw it. No chance. So Bellard flash bunt couple times, lays down an absolute beauty. Safe to say, Mr. Bellard's worked on that little play a few times. About as good as it gets. At least we didn't throw it because there was no point in throwing. You had to barehand it, and even then I would say don't even throw it. So beautiful bunt single for Case and Bellard, and he's on first, and he's going to steal. And this is Bryce Jones. I think Will Gross, though, has a read move for a lefty. That's the one thing we got going for us right now. If you go, I think he reads that. That's lined out to center. And Evan Janner, man, that's a tough play for a center fielder because line drives freeze you as an outfielder because you can't tell if it's going in front or going over your head. So there's a second as an outfielder when it's lined right at you that you're like high fly ball, you pretty much are huge, like double roped into the gap. That angle gives you a much better three-dimensional read on where that ball is. But if it's lined right at you, trying to tell front and back is difficult. And Janner froze for a second and then recovered, and he has the wheels and athleticism to make that catch. Not as easy as it looked. So 2 down. And Jones putting bat on ball, though. He hit that doggone hard on the F8. And this is going to be Lusk, the center fielder. Bellard waiting for his opportunity to go, and there he bluffs. And I think that's a foul ball. So 1-1 to Lane Lusk. The only thing keeping Bellard from going to the races is Will Gross looking at him as a lefty. It's 1-1 to Lusk. Bellard goes. Good pitch to throw on. Oh! If he would have slid into the tag, we'd have got him. But it's short hop Samaniego, and he had to come forward to dig it. Very good pop time, but the ball was just about 5 feet short. Good scoop by Samaniego, and Bellard does steal the base. So there it is with 2 outs. Bellard, essentially the Gumbo Gators insurance run, and he's going to steal third with 2 outs. Questionable move. I always say that, and I'm repeatedly proven wrong many times, but with 2 outs at Bellard's speed, any contact, you're going. So if it gets through the infield, I think you're scoring. Why risk scoring position? Why risk single scoring position? It puts in play the pass ball, obviously. But I was always told never make third out at third base. I always thought that was fundamentally sound. Hate to take yourself out of scoring position in the event you get gunned down. Is it worth the extra 90 feet? I don't know, because there's a single right there, and he's going to wave him because Bellard runs well, and here's a play at the plate, and what a hose! Patrick McClellan to prove me wrong. That's why you steal third, maybe, because he just got gunned. Patrick McClellan pulled out the howitzer, charging on the ball, and this field is less than perfectly manicured like the Masters greens. So going to charge hard, comes up, throws, no hop, right in the chest to Caden Monkerud, and they get the speedy Bellard. See? I'm always proven wrong. Don't listen to me, people. You're forced to. Nice throw, Patrick McClellan. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. Find out what you are when your back's up against the wall, they say. Let's get the rally song.
10,000 feet. I gotta fly. Get me a ticket. I wanna feel the heat. Huh. Fly over the ocean. I take you along. Move like a rocket man. I live in motion. We land in New York City. 'Cause I love the way she moves. Gotta hold on tight all through the night. Get on to the aeroplane. That's right. I'm gonna let you go it along. Bring me home some fun. Ha! I try to lie, and I don't bite. Fly over there, Danny.
On trying to close this game. He has one save. They've used him in 7 and has 8 strikeouts. Mr. Harmon out of Minden, Louisiana. He's also a Louisiana Tech texter. So Stur's trying to rally and win it. Only down by 1. So not some sort of miracle comeback. Leadoff man aboard would be nice. Sam Diego's done that a number of times tonight. Let me see how many times Sam Diego's led off an inning. Now, he is the leadoff runner that got on and scored in the 4th with a single. Let's see if he can do it again against Hayden Harmon.
Now adding number 16, second baseman from UTRGV, Orlando Samaniego.
It's inside 1-0 to San Diego. Lead off batter probably. Take something, see some arm slot, make him throw a strike. Deeper in the count. That is a strike. Now you're ready, as they say. Those first 2 pitches, you're just trying to see where he's coming from. Pick up that spin. Harmon pumping fastballs. So 1-2 right there. Anybody's guess here whether it goes back foot slider, goes back to that fastball. Sam Diego protect mode. It was a good job fouling off the fastball. 2-strike protection. Spoils it. Do it again. Let's see here. Harmon out of the stretch regardless of runners on. It's the fad these days. Sam Diego got rung. That one was a slider. Might have got outside corner, but it wasn't as bad as his last ring up, which was very far off the plate. So he gets 2 reverse Ks. He's had enough of it. That was a pretty good slider. Fontenot's out there. The last ring up, when he got rung up in the 6th, was criminal. I mean, he just took the bat out of his hands. It was not a strike. That, I don't know whether it's a strike. Sam Diego's got the best look at it. So I'm not even saying it's a strike. I'm not saying that. Because Sam Diego will be like, what are you talking about, dude? That was way off. I don't know. It wasn't as egregious as the 6th inning. So good pitch or bad call, I don't know. Here we are with 1 down. And Gabriel Rodriguez, very hot, joining the Stirs. I'd be hot, too, if I was Sam Diego. I'll tell you that. There's a breaking ball from Harmon down. 1-0. Anything can happen Never stop believing. I think the rally starts here with Mr. Rodriguez. And a huge chopper over to Will Franklin. Grabs it, takes it himself for the 3 unassisted. If you're going to do a 2-out rally, why not do it in the 9th? Start it off. By a young gentleman by the name of Alfonso Camacho. Macho Man. The Macho Man. Macho Man Randy Savage, in case you didn't know, was a professional baseball player. His name was like Randy Pofko. He was in the Cincinnati Reds organization as a catcher. That's right, it's true. Bounced by Harmon. You can look it up, as they say. But this is not Macho Man Randy Savage. This is the ultimate macho, Alfonso Macho Camacho. 1-0. Shoots it foul, 1-1. So Camacho here to battle. Put bat on ball there. Looks at Harmon. Seth Fontenot doing the one knee catching. They say steal strikes, and that's what Camacho's saying there. He's like, that's even low for me. Don't like it. Gotta live with these crews. We get this crew 8 to 10 times a season. Shot the other way. That's going to put him on third because he can run well. Camacho out to the races, and he's not stopping it until he gets to third base. Keep on coming. Here's the relay, and he's in. Oh, Macho Camacho, baby. 2-out triple. That's what I'm talking about. Holy Samoans. And just like that, the tying run is 90 feet away. And when he takes his lead, it'll be even less than that. Maybe like 82 feet away once you take your lead. Juan Rivera. Ooh, pass ball, score him 2. So Fontenot, a lot of detractors to one knee catching because they say you can't slide side to side on the block. So I'm looking at Seth Fontenot to see if he's putting knee down in this situation. This is a situation where you can't have a pass ball. 1-0, and he does. He goes down to one knee. I think classic catcher said it makes you immobile. That's a jam shot. Could be trouble. Nope, not far enough into the no man's land of the pitching wedge. And that's where it ends, but not after the thrill of a 2-out triple from Alfonso Camacho. Let's do the autopsy on this game. Let's do the autopsy on this one. We lose 4-3, so we're there. The 4th run that the Gumbo Gators got was on the double play where maybe there's interference, but we didn't get the throw to Ham. That had kept it a tie ball game. And you had a single that almost took off. A single that almost took off Juan Rivera's face. That scored 2 in the 3rd. One run of those was definitely going to score if you body that ball, but you can't body that ball with your face. And they scored another one in the 5th to tie it. So, really, only the double play may be factored in as far as we went. We scored a couple in the 3rd. Got another one in the 4th, but after that, shut down by the likes of Josh Vaughn. And then Hayden Harmon closes it out. So tight ball game. They're not always like that in TCL. You sometimes have the blowout. But 4-3 is your final here in Seguin. Hope you enjoyed all my random talk. The last factoid I'll believe you with as far as June 28th goes, if you didn't know, it's the day World War I was started. Crazy. Franz Ferdinand shot. And it was a very random thing the way it happened. Do your history learning tonight. But in 2024, the Sturs lose a close one to them Gumbo Gators. And it was Hayden Harmon, Joshua Vaughn, Travis Phelps, pretty good. Then he got real wild. But with the hair on the chinny chin chin, the Gumbo Gators split this 2-game set. We'll be back here tomorrow. Won't be the Gumbo Gators. Who's in town tomorrow? It's not the Gumbo Gators. That's right, the Ruger coming. So Louisiana's burning up the gas money, making the trip, and we'll return the favor in July. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to keep the feed going while the kids run around the bases and while we take down the cameras. Thanks again to all our sponsors, CMC Steel, Centex, Boss's Pizza, Emmy Plumbing, everybody else out there. Have a good night.